Took care of business on this one, Coach. What were you most proud of tonight?
I'm extremely proud of all of our guys in the locker room, the character. I'm thankful. I want to thank God for the group that we have. It's been some ups and downs, but it was a big time win on our home floor coming back off that trip. So that's what I'm most proud of.
It was a slow start, and then Kawhi tried to make it difficult there at the end. What gives you confidence in this team that they can close these games? The moment's not going to be too big.
Just understanding the character and heart in our locker room. Our guys aren't afraid of the moment. They've been in it as a group last season and carved our way to a playoff opportunity. They understand what's in front of us, and I'm a big believer in what we have in that room.
Night after night, BI comes up bigger and bigger. JV popped into the post-game interview and said, I'm disappointed in a triple-double tonight. How have you seen BI's game grow here as of late?
I mean, it's on display for everybody to see. 2 triple-doubles in the last 5 to 10 games. Every night he's putting us on his shoulders and making play after play, not just the scoring, but getting his teammates involved. And then to finish it off for him, it's really about winning. His mindset is whatever he needs to do to win, that's what he'll do. And it's great to see, because I firmly believe, and the rest of us believe, BI is one of the best players in the NBA, and it's great to see him put it on display and his hard work pay off.
How much of this run that Brandon is on is due to just playing with great force, every single possession?
It has a lot to do with it. You guys can see that he gets the ball and he's going. When he plays like that, he's just hard to stop. On both ends of the floor, he's been extremely solid for us. So we want him to keep it up.
I believe 31 of 35 at the foul line tonight. How important was the consistent attacking and putting a lot of pressure on them, in the paint and with drives?
Well, we knew last game we dissected them with the 3-ball. So they were going to close out hard to Trey, to CJ, to J. Rich, BI. We wanted to make an emphasis on attacking them, getting to the paint, getting to the foul line, and getting easy baskets. Tonight we did that.
And going back to Christian's first question, it was clear from the jump they came in with the game plan to play physical with BI and kind of push him around as much as possible. Just how impressive is it just to see how much he's grown in that area, being able to take that and still perform the way he did tonight?
It's great. It's great for our whole group to see the maturity. When teams get physical with us, we're understanding that we have to execute that much better, and a lot of it has to do with getting to your spots, going with force, going with pace, and not being afraid of the contact. And we're continuing to grow and learn in that area, but once again, the guys understand the moment and they understand what it takes, and this is what it's going to be like. We knew that this team was going to come in based on what we did on their home floor and go at us right away.
Yeah, staying with that theme of just growth this year, what did you think about just the way your team executed in the fourth quarter and those half-court possessions where they started trapping BI and you're still finding ways to get good shots?
We're extremely proud of how we execute right now, all of us, all the coaching staff and, our players. At the end of the day, we work on those things. We work on blitz. We work on where to be on the floor. We watch film on it. And so we're seeing it translate into games. And BI, 6'9", he can see over the defense when they blitz him. He understands how to attack it, and the rest of our guys are falling in line with that.
What do you think of the job that Dyson did tonight? It seemed like this was some of the best minutes that he's had since he's come back from that injury.
Great. Dyson was extremely solid. We put him on Kawhi at the end of the game. Tough matchup, but he's fighting. He's fighting his tail off. He's gaining more confidence as he plays. And we believe in what he can do, so we just want to continue to see him grow.
Do you see some similarities in the games that he's playing right now and his confidence growing, much the way the playing in those games last year helped guys like Trey and Jose and Herb and kind of, to get you guys where you want to be and have him ready for, a postseason type environment?
Absolutely. Trey, Naji, Jose, Herb, all of those guys played in meaningful minutes last season and got a chance to taste the postseason. Dyson is getting this opportunity now. Just speaking to him a few days ago, he says like the last 20 games felt like playoff games for him. So it's fun. It's fun basketball. These games mean a lot to all the teams that's kind of bunched up in the West, and we want to continue to put our head down and chop wood.
When maybe a little different as a coach, but when you're watching a duel like that between Kawhi and Brandon, just what are you thinking as you're watching both these guys just hit tough mid-range after tough mid-range there in the fourth?
Mostly I'm thinking hopefully Kawhi misses the next two and Brandon makes the next two. But two great players on the floor battling it out. It's fun to watch.
Hey, Willie, what were just your impressions of JV there in the third quarter when he just kind of dominated?
JV was great. He struggled a bit in the first half, had a few turnovers, missed some bunnies, but he really turned it around in the second half. We went to him. He made a big three. He popped and got to a one dribble pull up, but that's what he's capable of. And it's great to see JV have a bounce back half like he did, because he's extremely important to what we're doing. I mean, 23 points, 12 rebounds in 28 minutes. That's a pretty solid all around game for JV.
And Willie, did this game feel sort of like I know these games are important, but just the crowd and the atmosphere, did it have a sort of playoff feel to it?
It does. It feels like a playoff-like game for us. Both teams are battling for position, and it was a good game to be a part of.
Coach, we've often talked about Trey shooting and his growth in his abilities too, like from a ball handling perspective. But can you talk about his decision making? He came up with several big plays in the second half. Once in transition, taking Covington off the dribble to get the free throw line, and then catching that Brandon Ingram cross or half court pass, and in the same instance passing it to Larry.
Trey's a good basketball player, and he's started a ton of games for us this season. So we're seeing Trey continue to mature over the course of the year. Once again, he understood. He hit 10 threes last time he played them, so they're going to close out hard to his feet. And he's making quick decisions, put the ball on the floor, go to the basket, finish, and then the pass to Larry. That's just Trey being a good, solid basketball player.
Coach, I noticed one time in the second half we had Dyson covering Kawhi, and then you switched and had Ingram, and at least from the taller atmosphere, was that something just based on his play, or was that something you guys just had for a defensive strategy?
Sometimes throughout the course of the game, you see something, and Brandon may have wanted to switch on to Kawhi. I don't think it was necessarily my call. Sometimes the guys are out there and they see something, and they have the liberty to switch the matchups up. And BI has been taking on a challenge defensively to guard some of these guys late in the game. And we also trust Dyson, so it's a luxury to have.
Coach, y'all are the number one defense since All-Star break on the season. I believe you're a top 5 defense, which is incredibly difficult to accomplish with so many guys being in and out, lack of consistency. I know you often take responsibility when things aren't going well. Can you take a moment to reflect upon, how you guys have been able to get guys to buy in and perform at such a high level all season on the defensive end?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's just having a foundation of believing in God and believing in each other. Continuing to have faith even when you face adversity is important for myself, and it's important for our group. That's how I coach, that's how I teach. I'm extremely grateful for our coaching staff and the staff that we have, and that's what it takes. We work on defense. That's a part of our DNA, is that we want to have a foundation that we can get stops down the stretch of games. We want to put ourselves in a position to win big. We understand that you have to guard in the NBA to do that. And that's team defense. Our guys are committed to that, and I'm extremely grateful.
Yeah, Russ was really big for them in the first half. I think you guys held them like 5 points or something in the second half. So at halftime, it seemed like you guys switched BI on to him. Just what did you guys do to kind of slow him down, in the bigger quarters?
We wanted to put more length on him. He was taking CJ to the post, taking a few of our guys down there. And, Russ is a Hall of Fame player. He can play. But putting length on him, forcing him to shoot over a contested 6'9", 7-foot wingspan, we felt, could possibly give us a better chance to contain him, and it worked in the second half. Okay, thank you guys.